After originally owning the Alibaba Perseus 4 clone, I ultimately ended up switching to the real Joola Hyperion IV and haven't looked back since.
Yes! Yes! Finally!
Today, we'll be doing a deep dive in why I think that the Hyperion 4 is the best paddle on the market right now. If you're looking for a video that's gonna focus more on specs, swing weights, and different specifications with the paddle, unfortunately, this video isn't for you. Today, we'll be focusing more on my overall user experience with this paddle and in-game scenarios. As for the paddle setup, for the first week to week and a half, I played with the paddle straight out the box without any modifications, but I did notice that the paddle did feel a little head heavy when playing with it. What I did to help offset that was to add some carbon weights to the throat of the racket, so it wouldn't make a super dramatic change to how the racket plays and just more of how the racket feels. And I don't know exactly how much weight this is from carbon, but it's just one stick on each side of the throat for symmetry. And I think that they mentioned if you wanted a more noticeable feel and bigger sweet spot to add it to the sides, but I didn't want that much change yet, so I started at the throat of the racket. And I would say that from my experience playing with it, the balance of it feels a lot better when swinging it in game, so I really like that. And if there's ever a scenario where I want to move the weight further higher to the racket, I will, but until then I'll probably just leave it off at the throat. As for grips, I kept the original grip that came on the racket, and then for me, I really like a tacky feel, so I used a Yonex Super Grip at the bottom, and this one probably needs change soon, but nothing too major for the grips. Moving on to on-court play of the racket, starting with the serves, this paddle serves amazing. As someone who loves power and spin when serving and just serving big in general, I'm putting probably 80% to 95% into every single one of my serves. And I would say that this paddle handles it super well. It has ample amount of power and ample amount of spin. I try and hit the ball super hard, and when you hit it in the sweet spot, it honestly just comes off like a gunshot. It's super loud and super piercing to the ears, which is super satisfying. There's never been a time where I felt like the ball has like flown super far or I've had like bad control with it. So that's for the serve aspect of this paddle. Moving into dinks and volleys with the paddle, since this is a 16mm, you're supposed to have some more feel and control of the ball. For me, I haven't really played with a 14mm much, so I can't really compare it to that. Just from the control aspect, when dinking the ball, it really feels like, you know, you could feel the ball settle into the paddle and you could just guide it to where you need with the perfect amount of spin. And as for the volleys, it adds a good amount of power. You don't have to, you know, take a super big backswing, and the paddle does a lot of that work when putting those balls away that are left high to you. As for ground strokes with this paddle, as someone who used to play tennis, I like to add a lot of spin, and with the grit on this paddle, it definitely allows for that. All the ground strokes that I hit, you know, have ample amount of room over the net, and they just dive back down into the opponent's side of the court. And along with that, with this being the 16mm paddle, it doesn't have as much power compared to the 14mm, so you could definitely put in a lot of effort into all your shots without the ball going out of bounds. When I did play with my friend's 14mm Hyperion, I did notice that I would put in the same amount of power I would with a 16mm, and the ball would just fly out of bounds like maybe 2 to 3 inches. So that 16mm definitely allows you to use a lot of your power that you generate into the ground strokes that you hit without it going out of bounds. So I could really appreciate that. As for some cons with this paddle, I would definitely say it is the price tag. I totally get that this is a flagship model for Joola, but $300 for a pickleball paddle can be a bit insane. I would definitely say that it plays really different compared to the Temu or Alibaba clones. So if you're debating between the real one or the fake one, I'd probably recommend the real one, just so you have to buy it once instead of, you know, buying the fake one, realizing that you don't like it as much, or you're not getting your fullest potential out of it and having to spend another $300. So you can save your money in that regard. But if there's any other paddles that you guys would want me to test that's, you know, cheaper or in similar price ranges to the Joola, and you think it plays better or in a different setting, feel free to drop it down below, and I'll definitely be considering testing other paddles with that. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video, and let me know what other type of pickleball content y'all would like to see, and I'll catch y'all in next week's video. Peace.